Looks like a explosion of wires went off in here. A real cluster. This is such a blast. This is such a blast. What's going on, guys? As you can see, we are pulling apart the chassis harness on the S13. Now, I probably won't film all of this stuff in detail because there's hundreds of videos out on YouTube about stretching your harness, thinning your harness, shortening your harness, doing all the good stuff that I'm doing. But I'll, just explain this stuff to you so you have a better understanding. And, I just want to carry you guys through the build and show you all the steps of the way. What I'm doing exactly, if you own an S13, S14, and you've dabbled in the drift world, time attack world, tubbing your bay, going ahead and tucking your wiring harness and all that crazy stuff, you already know what I'm doing, what's going on. But for those of you who don't, what I've basically done is thinned out the fuse box here. I've removed like the AC, the horn, the air conditioner secondary fan that sits on the front of the condenser up there. I've just gone through and removed a bunch of things that I won't need. My car up here, I'll show you guys on the driver's side. You know how previous owners are with 240s and stuff. Somebody cut into the ignition wire and such, and I take it they were trying to do, or they did some sort of, push to start or something stupid. I don't know what they were doing, but to make it a long story short, they cut this wire here, and then they cut the wire that's on the back side that's actually hardwired. Right here, this was cut, and I couldn't get the pin out. I depinned this. You can see like one of them is broken actually. Oh, it's tucked in there, but I cracked one of the plastic pieces trying to get the pins out, sadly, because it's old 30-year-old plastic. But I was able to do so, get it out, repin this guy, and just the other one I hardwired because it was just too late and all beat up. But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that I've just thinned out everything that I basically need, that is ignition wise, wipers, turn signals. I was going to retain the horn, but I don't have the little clip on here for the clock spring to reach through, and plus I'm going to be running an aftermarket horn, so it'll probably be annoying. I'll just like carry an air horn around or something silly. So that's the general idea with that, just thinning all this stuff out. I've cut the harness here. Everything has been labeled, all the wires themselves. I've used the M for main harness, quote unquote, and then like my headlights and stuff, I have this stuff stretched over that's been trimmed. I just simply labeled these with numbers to keep that straightforward. So all the wires that are draped up and over are going to be going up here. So you can see I've already got my wiper just kind of chilling there. I've got my headlight plugs, my pop-up motors, and my turn signal. So these are the pop-up motors. I won't be running pop-ups, but the reason why I'm running that up there is so that I can use them to power my Sylvia lights. A lot of guys use the pop-up 12-volt source power to use the fog lights on the dual project or triple projectors, and then obviously we'll just have our standard headlights. We'll wire the one into the low beam and then the other into the high beam. So that is the reason that I'm running the pop-ups up there, and obviously I'm running all the rest of the lights up there for my turn signals and running lights and stuff. So that is all the good stuff that's going on here. Now that I've explained 3 minutes of information to you guys, you understand what's going on with the 240. And on the other news, if you guys couldn't tell by the video, our boy Mikey is coming down from North Carolina to visit, and he's going to be hanging out for probably about a week or so. So you guys will see him on the channel. We'll be going over his new Infinity. Some of you may or may not have seen that, but he got a brand new Infinity Q50. The thing's super cool. It's got twin turbos and all that good stuff. So I'm excited to check out his new car. I'm really stoked that he's coming down and to hang out and visit, and obviously he'll be back on the channel for a little bit. So yeah, when he pulls up here, I'll turn the camera on. I'm gonna go ahead and charge my battery and then just start diving in. I'm gonna start soldering all those wires that I went ahead and cut, and shorten everything up, and I'll check in with you guys in just a couple minutes. There's the pile of removed wires there, guys. I've shortened a good bit of these guys here from one fuse box to the other, and I've got the guys that I still have left to do there. The bigger wires that I have there, they've been just wrapped up with a little bit of electrical tape along with the shrink wrapping, and then obviously being soldered. And the little guys, I just have them hanging out with the shrink wrap. I'm not too concerned, but I don't want to mess with the wires bundled up together when they're tucked down into the glove box. I want both fuse boxes in the glove box, and then maybe the loom hang out in the back along the HVAC. So I just don't want any wires rubbing up against each other, and then some sort of wiring issue or fire happens. So just doing whatever preventative work that I can, and then obviously along with the solder and the shrink wrap, they're pretty decently bound together, and I feel pretty confident in all that good stuff. So Yep, that pile's moving right along, and also Mike is probably about 30 minutes away or so. Just wanted to let you guys know and update you. As soon as he pulls up, I'll break out the camera, we'll film. It'll be nice to have him back in town. Be like the good old doghouse stuff. We'll have a lot of stuff to film and hang out and do throughout the weekend and early next week. I'm taking a couple days off of work. I have one job, that's tomorrow, and then another job that'll be like, I don't know, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. I've already told Mike about them. I didn't want to turn those down because they're pretty good money for those, and he's just gonna hang out with me and come along. One of them is just towing, so that one's just real easy money. So that is about that. So yeah, as soon as he gets here, we'll do that. And I don't really have anything planned exactly, but we'll definitely hang out and chill and get into some nonsense. We have a ton of this stuff to do, so I'm sure he'll film me doing some of this, and I'll probably put him to work a little bit. Maybe have him, you know, sand the car or something. You know, he can't hang out here and do nothing. But all right, when he pulls up, I'll break out the camera. Check it out, guys. We have one harness that is shortened here. These guys are shortened so that these two fuse boxes can hang out next to each other. Gives me a little bit of rooming here in case I need to do any troubleshooting or anything. And then I plan to have them hanging out right here. And then I'll just hang the loom back in this area, just bundle it up nice and neatly, and we'll be squared away there. Mikey's supposed to be showing up here any minute now. 1 second here. I do believe that might be him. Let's see. Oh, we got a race car driver on our hands here. Yo, do I know you, bro?
I don't know.
Do I know you? What up? How you doing, dog? Oh, look at the tattoo. Look at this guy. Oh.
It's not red anymore, so that's a good
thing. Shit, well, let me move the Jeep and you can park right where the Jeep is.
Alright.
Alright, give me a second. Put him right to freaking work, dude. He got here and now he's working.
That's what I do.
This is how it works around here.
Look at that. Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. We've been hanging out for a couple hours. We went and had some lunch. Oh gosh, catching stuff on fire, bro.
No, we're not doing that again.
No, not again?
No.
If you guys don't know, if you guys don't know about that, you need to go back and watch one of the webisodes, because I actually like almost blew myself up, and yeah, I do stupid shit. You guys know me. So we're making good progress with the 240. We've just been kind of hanging out, catching up, you know, the typical nonsense that friends do when they haven't seen each other in a while. Hopefully that wasn't blurry for you guys because I knocked my focus, so yeah, that'd be pretty crappy if it was. But as you guys can see, I've got most of the wiring harness stretched up through here. These are my quote-unquote essential wires that I'm going to be running from everything that I have stretched. This is like headlights, turn signals, blinkers, running lights, going to come pass through here, and then the other bunch is going to come up under here as the factory wiring did, come through and come join this harness here. So everything's labeled up and numbered up, and then I have a few more wires to do for the starter, the alternator. But honestly, guys, whoa, sorry, bro. Oh, hello. Honestly, guys, we may be done with this today. Like, we're making so much progress. Well, Jennifer's gonna want to go to dinner when she gets off work, so just so you know, you're gonna be conned into that.
Want to be conned into dinner?
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably buy you, you know, your first meal here.
You don't have to buy me food.
No, we love you. Hello, YouTube. Tell everybody.
Oh, you fixed it already.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Huh?
I was telling YouTube to tell you that we love you. So anyways, we have the wire harness here stretched through the car, comes up, and here are my two fuse boxes. They are hanging out, as you guys can see, together, and that is the loom that I have shortened, and that'll just sit back in this area behind the glove box. And then I have my ECU wire position. I'm going to make a bracket to hold my ECU back here by the HVAC, so that way it's just attached to the blend door here and the little actuator, and it'll hang out there. And I've got the actual wires hooked up for the cluster. That's already in there. So we are making so much progress right now that it's not even freaking funny. Like, this is all the engine harness plug, and yeah, everything is looking good. So Mike's gonna help me stretch out the rest of this harness here. And this here, what are you looking?
8.
Oh, where's, oh, that's 9 right there, bro.
No, this one. I didn't do that.
Oh god, I'm an idiot. 8.
8.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You would have a Milwaukee
No cheap Sharpies around here, bro.
$30.
I'm sorry, guys. We're so bad when we're together. We get so off topic and we're BSing. As I was explaining, both of the fuse boxes are here. It's loomed up. It's like all good to go. Mike's running all this stuff out. So once he stretches out the rest of these wires, I'm gonna be up here in the front of the car finishing this up, and that will be most of the stuff. I have to do the driver's side headlights, which is right here. This is the driver's side headlight plug. I have to stretch this one. It's already ran through, and it's quite long, so I just need to snip it right here in the middle somewhere, or towards the front. That way I don't have to worry about the, splice failing or anything silly. Run that across, and then hang that plug out, and then we're said and done. I have 2 plugs on the main harness that I have to stretch myself. I don't know if Mike will give me a hand with that, but either way that will get done, and honestly it'll be done. I'll have to just convert my wiring harness to the Sylvia harness, and we'll be just about set to go. So I'm very excited.
It's boring. I don't know the rest of the song.
I'm snoring. I'm about to be snoring.
Honestly.
Yeah, so we got the garage shut. It's not cold out, but it's been raining on and off, and it was cold this morning. Oh yeah, that's broken.
Yeah, I can tell. I thought it was just fat.
Sorry. No, not you. No, hey Jack, if you're watching this, you took the freaking vice grips off of that and you forgot to put them back on. So thanks, bro. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get to this, and then I'll check in with you guys probably when it's done, because this is really boring and it sucks. Mike's giving his life away over there. Alright, guys. We have made a ton of progress. As you guys can see, the wire harness here is loomed up along the frame rail of the car. Comes up through. We've got my pop-up motor, my headlight harness, and then lastly these are the turn signals and stuff. I've just got to finish wiring those in. Same thing over here. I got a couple more things to wire in, but for the most part, most of the harness is in here. I have it kind of mocked up, tucked under here, so when you're looking at the bay initially, you won't really see but like 1 or 2 wires, and then obviously the wires going to the headlights, so that's super clean in here. Mike finished soldering all those wires that I needed stretched, so they're passed through. I think there's this guy right here. This is going to be the outer running lights. These are probably the Sylvia corner lights. Got to stretch those, and that's about that. Got a couple grounds and stuff here that I may ground to the dashboard or down here on the lower side of the chassis, and yeah, that's really about it. Got that harness there, goes to the engine harness, and just got to clean this stuff up, loom it all up, and that's really about it. So thank you for your help, bro.
Of course.
Good first day.
Yeah.
Put him right to work as soon as he gets here.
Dude, YOLO.
Yep. So guys, that is it for tonight. We're gonna get ready to call it a day. Probably go out and have some drinks and have a little bit of dinner, hang out. And it is Friday night, so we'll probably just, kick it easy, and then tomorrow morning after my job, I'm going to go ahead and just come back and try to knock out the rest of this wiring. That way we can have all of this sorted, and then we can start stretching out the battery harness, figuring that all out, put a battery in it, and then go from there. I'd like to put power to the harness and start pinning everything out, making sure I've got, my proper 12 volt down here to the headlights, my turn signals, all that good jazz, and then obviously when I stretch the starter, alternator, and all that stuff, chase continuity, make sure I've got everything good in there, and then chase the 12 volt signal, or excuse me, the 12 volt constant for the starter, the signal with the ignition, and then to make sure that the alternator obviously has continuity, and we'll find out if it works if we throw it into the damn car and fire her up and go from there. So that is about that, guys. I will see you in the morning, and we'll pick up where we're left off. It is the following day, and we've been putting in a lot of time, and like I talked about in the last clip, I wanted to put the battery to it and get power to everything, and that's what we've done so far. I know it looks like a freaking rat's nest and a cluster in here, but there's actually a method to our madness. We have everything sorted, as I was talking to you guys or telling you guys in all the last clips, but we'll just go ahead and move forward to, as you guys can see, we've got power on the cluster. We have power for the lights themselves. We have the high beams working there. The only thing we're having issues with right now are the turn signals. We don't know if it is related to the fact that I don't have any of the plugs in there. I know that the hazards are on a different circuit than the turn signal, so I just don't know if that would have anything, that's related to the system, because supposedly you need the cluster to even be able to test this out. And then we've got this freaking mess back here. Whoever was in here, they just decided to cut up the wires. They're all mismatched. Some are going to 12-volt positive, some of them are going to the brake lights. Like this is the third brake light positive wire there, and we've just got a bunch of random stuff going on. So this is also part of the problem, and probably why we can't figure out what's going on with the turn signals at the very moment. But we're just gonna keep diving along and keep pushing through. I don't really have much else for the video. We're getting kind of lengthy here, and it's getting redundant. You guys know what I'm doing. You guys know everything that's happening, and I just wanted to obviously bring you guys along on the build, so that way I had an upload and you know, an update for you guys up on the S13. So aside from that, guys, we're gonna turn our attention to Mike's car a little bit. Sadly, it freaking rained today, so we aren't like able to do the vinyl wrap and such. He wants to wrap out some of the chrome that's on his car and get that taken care of. And we also wanted to try printing out a couple windshield banners, doghouse windshield banners, and popping one on his car, seeing how it looks, and then trying to get some merch out to you guys. So hopefully, if the rain passes by or we can get a dry time, we'll probably pop in and do a little work on his car. And obviously in the next upload, it'll be us tinkering with the decal machine or the vinyl machine. I just want to show you guys kind of our process, and we're trying to get our own decals in-house and get all that stuff flowing. So aside from that, guys, I'm gonna hush it up. Just wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We will definitely be uploading in the next couple days with, you know, Mike being here, and I just want to get some content out to you guys. So be on the lookout for that, and I will see you guys in a couple days. Later.